Ladies and gentlemen, this morning the first major update of 2023 was added, with Skyblock Levels Part 2 releasing on the main server. However, it doesn't include all of its features, but the ones it does include are pretty interesting. My name is Derailious, welcome back to Skyblock News, and let's launch right into it. Starting off with the obvious, Skyblock levels can be accessed from the main menu now instead of from your Skyblock profile, which is pretty interesting. But what's more interesting is the fact that Skyblock chapters and also the to-do list have been removed entirely from the update. It seems like they weren't able to get them out in time, which makes sense. They weren't visible on alpha, and it seems like they wanted to get this update out, so it's possible we'll be seeing a Skyblock Levels Part 3 or something similar in the future. Looking at Skyblock Levels Part 2 though, we can see that the ways to gain XP system and also the recently viewed system are both in game. However, it does not currently seem to be keeping track of your old mining fiestas, your old spooky festivals, or any of your old event stuff. It seems like now is the starting line, so we're going to have to participate in all of these if we want to get that 525 XP. On top of this, something else that's pretty interesting are the Essence Shop tasks. These are pretty important, although they may not look it at first. All of them apply about a level or a level and a half to your character if you're fully upgrading them, and on top of this, some of the other levels were changed around or increased. There's a spreadsheet that will probably be created. I recommend you check that out in the description below, as it's the best way to look at what got changed in this update. But generally, things like museum and also minions may have gotten changed around a little bit. What's pretty interesting are some of the new things that you can do for XP, things like mythological kills, which I figure is pretty interesting. On top of this, there's going to be more when Garden comes out, which I imagine to be happening fairly soon, considering that this update was probably a prerequisite for Garden coming out. But we don't really know how the internals work, we'll just have to wait and see. Now, for me, one of the most disappointing parts of this update has to be the removal of Skyblock chapters. I really thought that Skyblock chapters was going to make this update great, in the sense that it was going to allow newer players to have an idea of what to do in the game at each level, and give them a more direct guide so that they don't get lost. A lot of new players get lost in this game very easily. There's so much to do, so many content offerings, and people don't know what's good or what's bad. It's why guides have been so popular on YouTube recently. It's simply because there are so many new players who just don't know where to get started. And without that system, I don't think that Skyblock Levels Part 2 can really be considered that great of an update, because it needs chapters in order to be, that next step, that next level. However, I will say all of the new tasks look really cool. Many of them are very interesting. They further expand the game. A lot of people are going to get a huge dopamine boost upon logging in and seeing that they're about 10 to 15 levels higher, which is always a nice thing to see. But everyone's going to get that same boost, so it will look a little bit different. But hey, giving people the nicer color rank tags is pretty nice. As you can see, I have moved out of being a purple non into a gold one, which is wonderful. But yeah, once again, the main thing that we're looking forward to at this point is seeing Skyblock chapters come out, and then after that, Garden. As a second piece of information, something else that's happened that's a little bit smaller is that they made some changes to the way enchantments appear on the bazaar. They're going to make it so you can see pretty much every enchant, which, makes sense. That's kind of the goal. There's a lot more here now, and they have pretty much every level. It may not show on my screen right now, but that was shown on a few APIs, and I'm not in the most updated lobby, but there are going to be more things here, which is very nice to see. I think that this was generally a good change. I would love to see it happen overall. Obviously, they did it for the ultimate enchants, which, makes sense. And yeah, it's just a really interesting change. Although it is a little bit sad that we're not seeing Skyblock chapters with this, it makes total sense. Obviously, the admins are working on making it as good as possible and making sure the features all work and are totally functional before releasing them, which is a very admirable goal. I'm really excited to see it. I'm really excited to see Garden and the rest of the updates the admins have planned. They have a lot of stuff in the pipeline right now, and we're starting to see all of it come to fruition, which is really nice to see. At the end of the day though, my name is Derailious. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and join my Discord down below for giveaways and updates. And look to the future, fellas, because I will see you then.